Good evening. I have another video for you to examine. And this is a tirade in New York. Again, the guy's yelling at the person. Listen to him ask, do you understand me? When you're dealing with a person or a bully who's saying, do you understand me? That's someone losing it. Anger, management, control, out of control. And the only thing a person can do is be coerced into saying yes. To calm that down, because it's definitely on a rampage of some kind, whether it's road rage or some type of rage. He's experiencing a rage moment. And when I say, do you understand me, and repeatedly say that, the only safe way for you to get out of that situation, you're clearly coerced into answering yes. Go ahead, let's listen to this.
Son,
You understand me?
son, I am not saying...
You understand me?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so stop it with your mouth.
Okay.
Stop it with your for what, sir? For what, sir?
Okay.
Stop it with that
Okay.
and realize that 3 vehicle and traffic law violations you can...
You see how he's talking over the person? He's not even allowing the person he's asking questions to answer the questions. Another modus operandi of a bully. Now please examine what we're saying here. Don't just look at the police videos where they're beating somebody up. What's clearly wrong. Listen to the way in which they talk to you. They're the servant talking to their master in this manner. The representative of the United States, the citizen, is being badgered and bullied by, that's why I'm calling them not cops. This commentator sees them as the enemy. They've declared war on us. I'll have to keep repeating that throughout this war, that they declared war on us. And it's time for us to answer to that war. I mean, you can sit back and pretend it's not happening, or be like the rest of the patriots across the country, and they're saying one thing: servant, if you do not know your place, you're going to get shot in the face. And that's what's happening across this great country. Great American patriots standing up and doing what's right. Because these are in no way law enforcement, or in no way a legitimate authority. They're criminals. They're tyrants, and they've committed treason by assuming authority. The servants, you can imagine that in your plantation? The servants saying, oh no, master, we are the authority. The servants are declaring we are the authority. When it's no, the citizens are the authority in this country and represent the United States. I'm sorry, let's listen to more of this tape. Go ahead.
Admit it.
Okay.
Okay? You understand me?
Yes,
I don't know what
Stop.
planet.
You hear him say, understand me again? He's repeating it again. The criminal in police costume is now swearing. Let's continue to listen to this guy hang himself. This criminal, this truly pig. Let's listen to the truly a pig of a person.
You think I'm on right now?
I'm not planning, sir. I'm here.
Planning? It's a planet.
I said
That's
I'm
a
not
planet.
going to... Yeah, I'm not going
That's
to...
it.
Okay, stop. He just hit the car. This criminal now is not just badgering and attacking his master, the citizen, but this servant just slapped his car. Again, coercing him to answer positively to any question asked of him. That's when you're in this situation, you gotta wait till you get out of it. Hopefully you film the situation. Hopefully all of you are walking around with cameras and microphones. I mean, I know I have. This is a part of the video. He just comes back after that first tirade, and he comes back to be belligerent some more to him, telling him he hasn't pulled over far enough. Oh, pull over 5 more feet. Just an ignoramus pig of a person. Let's hear the pig.
This sucks. Sorry about that. Get the wrong guy. Okay,
Pull over 5 feet. You understand me? Pull over.
I have this on video in case you want to.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
In case you need it.
See, now he has a friend in the back, just a stranger. I think it must be a taxi driver or something. This guy just happens to luckily have a camera to catch this. But this is happening all the time. They're speaking to us as if we're their servants or have to listen to them. And again, I will mind you, if you haven't broken any laws, you don't have to do a thing they say. You can just keep walking and ignore them. They better be sure they have something on you to stop you and ask you anything. They better hope they have a whole bunch of evidence and everything to be able to pull you over and stop you. They have no rights to be able to ask you, stop you, detain you just because some crime went around somewhere. The way they did that in Ferguson, that was criminal action. That was a criminal action against the United States of America to arrest a whole area because somebody shot them. Hey, get used to everybody shooting at you. You can't arrest all of us. But there's people like me that are just going to call it like I see it, and I see it as not, lone gunmen. We're clearly a group of patriots working against this treasonous bastards. These tyrants and their ignorant thugs. The people that are filming the video are saying, hey, just apologize and agree to whatever he says, and that's what you got to do. You got to be apologetic. You got to completely put on this show that, oh, yes, whatever you say, sir. And then when you get to the courts, then you say, no, I just said that because I knew I was dealing with a lunatic with a gun on the side of the road, which clearly was behaving. And you'll be able to get the tapes. You'll be able to get all the videos and all the audio from the police and courts. I want you to hear what I had to put up with. And you use those audios against them. Their own audios against them. That's what you got to do. That's what happened to me. I'm on YouTube for what happened. They strangled me. I moved my head out, and they're calling that resisting arrest for me to pull my head out. And then a few months later, Eric Garner gets choked because he didn't resist, even though they're saying he resist. Can't trust these sons of bitches because they're crazy. They got rage. No law enforcement officer should be working law enforcement more than 2 years. You go in there more than 2 years, you're a mental wreck thinking everybody's got to do what you say, and that's not the truth. If you haven't broke the law, you don't have to do a goddamn thing they say. They better prove you're guilty of something to have you do anything. Only a criminal has to listen to them. If you broke the law, yeah, you got to freeze, put your hands up and everything. But if you haven't done anything, you can say, hey, fuck you, asshole, you got the wrong guy. And that's the way it is. Well, anyways, here he comes being mean to the citizen again. Here comes the punk servant, the scumbag, and this is not a police. Go ahead.
Let me do it again.
Okay.
Okay, what? You gonna let me finish? Stop interrupting me.
Okay. Apologize. I'm sorry.
Okay, stop. See, I was just trying to apologize, trying to, okay, wants to agree, apologize. I mean, if you can't, you're not even allowed to do that. He's biting his head off for apologizing and agreeing. This is a situation of why they don't understand why they're being shot. It's not just bashing in a little girl's head. There's little girls across our country, their heads are caved in from these sons of bitches calling themselves cops. And I can't believe why they're not all arrested. I can't believe why they're not disarmed. But they better disarm or they're going to find themselves shot in the face. You are demanded by United States citizens as of 2015, April 2015, you are demanded to disarm or be shot on sight. If you're brandishing a firearm of any kind, if you're a servant, you will be shot on sight. You have been warned and you've been told, disarm or else. Now let's listen to this shithead.
Who do you think you're talking to here?
Okay, stop. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm talking to a servant who's a piece of shit. Continue.
Sir, I'm not saying anything. I said...
No, every time you open it out, you have something to say. When you're driving up my when I'm trying to park the car, and then you have to just...
Driving up my road. He thinks it's his road. You're going to have that there. Every word that comes out of their mouth seems to say, I'm dominating, I'm the authority, you work for me, you're my slave, you're a participant in my world. Do what I say. It's really a psychotic event that happens to all law enforcement. That's why you should only have 2 years and out. Use your gun, out. Discharge your weapon, discharge from job. Simple rules to keep it right. But do they listen to the top analysts? No, they don't. Yeah, you got a civil war now, fucks. Fuck you. Let's listen to more of your fucking wonderful, fucking best of the brightest.
Something with your hands.
Sir, I just say...
I don't care what you have to say.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Stop that. I don't care what you have to say. You're asking a lot of questions, but don't care what he has to say. He's just a citizen. The servant doesn't care what their master has to say because he's already assumed authority. Continue, let's go.
People are allowed to park their cars on the side of the street without your interference. And then your opinion about what's going on. Okay? Especially when the person you're doing it to are the police.
Stop it. So he thinks the police, oh, when the police, like it's something different. If it's a police, oh, you better change your way of doing things. As if he wants special treatment. Again, to believe he deserves special treatment because he's wearing a police uniform, but clearly not acting as a police. They're criminals. As again, the top national security advisor says to execute every one of those sons of bitches. And ever since you haven't done it when he said 3 years ago, they've been kicking the shit out of the United States of America, haven't they? They've been shooting and killing women and children, bashing women and children, got their heads stapled. Do you ever see the girls, the little girls across the country got all the staples in their skull from getting their heads kicked in by these wonderful boys in blue? Okay, let's hear any more of this shithead fuck.
I don't know where you're coming from or where you think you're appropriate in doing that. It's not the way it works. How long have you been in this country?
Almost 2 years.
Almost how long? 2 years.
I've been in this country for 250 years. My family. I mean, I'm not that old. Am I giving away my age? All right, my family. So that's where I'm coming from, and the way we do things here is now, as of 2015, we have to be obsequious like that because we're dealing with psychos. So no, and the way we should do it here in America, I say, fuck you, you idiot, what the fuck you screaming at, you dumbass motherfucker? And that's how an American should do it, a free American who doesn't fear. But because we fear the fucker, we're like, oh yes, yes, whatever you say, I apologize, I'm sorry, okay. And he's still being abusive. You can't win, can you? Let's learn more of this abusive servant who's assumed authority. They've all, in their minds, assumed authority over us. Now, how many times I tell you to stay in your home? Anytime it rains or snows, stay in your home. I'm ordering you all to stay in your home. Locking it down. That's the same term used in the prisons. Lockdown. Send them back to your cell. You're on lockdown. Get ready for the New World Order. You are fucked unless you buy a gun and shoot now. And I encourage you, any children of the public servants, when your parents are sleeping, you shoot them in the head. Stab them in the neck, whatever you can do to avoid your own execution. Because children, if you do not execute your public servant parents, you will be executed alongside them. The only way to save your neck is to slash theirs. When they're sleeping, slash your parents' necks. Make sure they're dead. Stab and rip out. Get a good fountain of blood going. Then you'll be a patriot, children. Let's listen to more.
I got news for you, and use this lesson. Remember this in the future. Don't ever do that again. The only reason you're not in handcuffs going to jail and getting summonses in the precinct is because I have things to do. That's the only reason that's not happening. Because this isn't important enough to me.
Stop it. This isn't important enough. You're not important. Again, we're seeing the, really where he believes in his mind he's of a god from Mount Olympiad and would not come down to this citizen who he lives off of, like a leech, like a parasite, an unuseless pig that you're not going to even use. I mean, if I have a pig that's a runt, that means too tiny, I'm going to cut that pig's neck. I'm just going to slit its throat and let it die. I'm not even going to eat it. Huh? Leave it for dog food. And that's what we have here. We have a runt that's useless to the United States of America, being a pig, a useless runt pig to the system. He's not doing his job. He's being a punk. He's being a criminal himself. And they're all being criminals. They say that's 1 out of 10 is bad. No, 9 out of 10 are bad. And the one good one is just as bad because he's not charging the rest of them. So by the force of them not showing them the arrests at the numbers there should be, shows they're all corrupt. Or they're all the ones, the few that are good, are too cowardly to enforce the law and arrest the bad cops. So in other words, they're all culpable of having their face shot because they do not know their place. So we, the American citizens, the American patriots, will shoot them in the face. At least that's what this commentator and this reporter is observing as of April 2nd, 2015. I see a rich and vibrant revolution. Americans standing up. And I'm proud to be an American when I see such bravery going on. God bless of America, just like it says, the land of the brave, the home of the free. Let's see if we got any more of this shit here.
You're not important enough. Don't ever...
You hear him? The first thing I should have let the tape run, it says, you're not important enough. He just says, you're not important enough. Continue, please.
Do that again. Are you fair?
Yes.
You're fair.
Yes.
And this guy is taking time out of your day for his vehicle and traffic violations.
Sure.
Hey, stop. That cop sees the cameras. That's what's so good about a camera. We got somebody, whether there's somebody blocking you in traffic or whatever, you pull the camera out, they start behaving normally. This camera that we're using now has saved our lives again and again, because people will start behaving normally when you put that camera on them. And the moment he sees the camera, he's the fuck out of there, right? That guy could have been, might have got killed. That camera may have saved his life. So I encourage all of you not only to buy the guns, get the ammunition, learn wherever your public servants, you should know where every public servant in your area is. You have a right to know. They know everything about you. They know where your children are. They know where your wife or husband is. They know everything about you. Why shouldn't you, the master, know everything about them? Why would they want to hide? What are they hiding? It's your right to know. It's your Freedom of Information Act to know. And it's you're obligated to get out there and blow those fuckers away in the face like they're doing in Ferguson. A guy in Pennsylvania, let's not forget that patriot in Pennsylvania that was blowing them away. Beautiful ambush, one successful ambush after another, just like the beginning of the revolution. Don't wait for everybody, because there's only going to be a few of us brave people. But the few brave people today are millions more than were in the other revolution. So I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by the numbers, and I'm encouraged by going out here and talking to people, and they're like, this is what's got to happen. It's been too long. We've put this off for too long, and now the time is right. If your servants do not know their place, we're going to shoot them in the face. And that's the song that rings out throughout the country. So the people in Ferguson, New York, Pennsylvania, all across this country, good job. Keep up the good work. Remember, don't wait for them to shoot. The order's already been given. If they are carrying a gun, they're in danger and a threat to your life. Shoot first. Don't wait for them to draw their weapon. If they are brandishing a weapon, that is against the law and a criminal act. No servant should have a weapon. They've been told and ordered to disarm. So at this point, you see them with a gun, you have your right and you're obligated to save others. If you're going to see somebody else die, you're obligated as a patriot and a hero to put a bullet in their face. Make sure we do the same thing to every one of them across this country, so they're going to remember it throughout time. To the ending of the world, they'll remember what we did. Shoot them in the face because these servants forgot their place. Thank God for you, patriots. Now the rest of you, good night and good luck.